I passed a windmill blade on the interstate today. This man dressed as a genie in a bottle. My friend had a bug on his windshield that made him look like a Godzilla monster. This lightning interrupted my picture of a... That's the thickest lightning strike I've ever seen. We found a safe behind a fake electrical socket in our new house. Panther would only come to the window if no one was there, so I hid behind the wall. Definitely worth it. This interplanetary street sign. Oh, the Andromeda Galaxy is 2.4. Okay, cool. I'll see you there in 10 minutes. This person's license plate is the hex code for the exact shade of blue their car is. Sunlight shattered my new glass table. The shadow correctly labels this dog. What do you get dog spelled backwards? God. The coffee stain that resembles a map on the inside of my cup. This morning I saw firefighters watering flowers. When it's so hot in Phoenix, even the street signs are melting. The sign in my local park after the owl attacks in 2015. Good warning. I kind of want to meet an owl though. This is the biggest banana I've ever seen. The shadow is blue. This brick couch. I found a pencil that looks like a cigarette on the ground. The shape of this water spout. My local Dunkin' Donuts used to be a car wash, so the drive-thru is inside the building. The flyer makes up almost half my face. It was so hot in Melbourne, Australia. This speed bump melted. The truck next to me had a dent that allowed me to open my door all the way. This genius is using a hammock during a layover. Is this allowed? Found this put up on a closed restaurant. I will return in 10 minutes. But if I'm late, read this message again. I cut open an onion only to find a smiley face. My cat has a question mark on his chest. My cat decided to be Batman this morning. That is such a cool shadow. Catman. This meeting room has an old airplane wing as a table. My roommate made a cat out of foam. This tray I found hiking looks like a forest monster watching over you. This guy's fence is made from random doors. A strawberry that looks like a chicken. Even without barriers, the British still know how to queue. Old shoes in the forest turn to moss. This tree looks like broccoli. This yogurt lid can be folded into a little spoon. This restaurant label is fine with falling off the elevated booth, as long as you do so in a humorous manner. Please watch your step, or at least fall humorously. Wooden bench looks like it's smiling. The sun shining through the office window looks like a speech bubble. A coworker told me he would throw water on me if I took his picture. We met in the middle and here is the result. Caught the reflection of the light in the window. Looks like it's floating in the sky. This van has a picture of this man on it. Nothing else at all. Maybe it's him. I was born missing my right pinky finger. My friend's cat has a comically long tail. The way my phone is placed in this cup holder makes it look transparent. This building looks like a flash drive. This is actually a crypto wallet. It has 10 trillion Bitcoin. But you need a PC which has a big enough USB port. This fox I encountered on my school's campus while going for a walk last night. This guy who's not running for anything's campaign sign. Matt Danik. I'm not running for anything. I just wanted my own sign. This picture of my dog includes a reflection of me taking the picture. This bike was left at a tree sapling and the tree grew through it. Fern growing under a circular roof hole. This airport restroom has 4 different hand dryers. Frog left his tracks behind on a dewy windshield this morning. My hotel room was Tesla's apartment in 1930. Levels of clothing working on the North Sea. It's fall out of one of my windows and winter out of the other. The pilot landed precisely within one space, despite the whole lot being empty. A snowball naturally forming inside a piece of decorative wrought iron. This cat looks like the one on the box. These girls in the restroom are laughing at me. Well, joke's on them, you have something they don't. Keep laughing, ladies. There's a fully operational Blockbuster in my town. The way this knife set matches the kitchen surface. I took a selfie with a penguin and the glass between us made it look like he had a photo of me in his pen. This buried bottle outside the train station has a plant growing in it. A butterfly with 89 on the side of its wing landed on my shorts. The F fell off my Ford Fiesta Flame. The sun is so bright that I can see the Apple logo on the back of my laptop shining through the screen. I took a picture of split-second ripples in a puddle and I thought the symmetry was pretty cool. My hotel room number is created by a shadow, 351. I still use my great-grandfather's World War II army satchel as a backpack for college. Perfectly laid pipes. I need to do this bit for my cables on my PC. The snow on this patio table looks like a pastry pie. This Brussels sprout that looks like a small but very unimpressed alien. Guy strolling his dog at the store. This dog is so cool. Someone somehow managed to throw a Budweiser bottle inside the wall of my university campus without smashing it. A mask created by pressing tin foil on my face. The snail sitting right in the middle of this bunch of leaves. Turns out Lego bricks have a perfect fit on my keyboard. This ball of soap I've created over the past 3 years by adding soap bars when they become too small to use. The speed hump sign says, whoa, whoa, speed hump ahead. All this rubber was scraped off a drag racing track. The leak in my mother-in-law's roof collected in between the paint and the wool. You need a needle and a bucket. Pop, these tomatoes ripen in order. What's your favorite color? Mine's probably the reddest one. There's bizarre brickwork on my neighboring building. Nothing's perfect. Saw an apple tree with no leaves, but plenty of apples. That's what you want. This hornet's nest looks kind of like a hornet's head. Crack on my phone camera creates weird lighting effect. This building caught fire, and this is what it looked like after the fire was put out in below 0 temperatures. This orange that grew on the other side of the fence. The way one of my eggs this morning looked like it inverted. What a fire hydrant looks like out of the ground. This leaf created concentric circles as it blew in the wind. My hair stands up like this without any product added. Have you been in a scientific accident? Has the experiment gone wrong and caused you to be electrocuted? The body of a gymnast while performing a trick. Al Capone sponsored a soup kitchen that served up 3 hot meals a day to thousands of the unemployed during the Great Depression. No questions asked. This giant dandelion in Montana, bigger than your hand. This escalator has a flat section in the middle. My roommate's spatula has a stand, so the bit that touches your food doesn't touch the counter. A shadow of 2 random people on my grandparents created an image of their younger selves. A sunflower in the gutter. My sister took a picture of Niagara Falls from a helicopter. Phone vibrated while I was taking a picture. The vending machine at work made an error and distributed everything all at once. This is what cigarette smoke did to this chair. Placed in 2 different rooms. In one of them, smoking is allowed. The way this guy's head on Alaska Airways lines up with the mountains in Nevada. Salford University sending me acceptance via floppy disk card. Welcome to the School of Computing, Science and Engineering. One of my dogs sneezed while I was taking their photo. He doesn't like photos of himself. When the cold weather hits, bags like this pop up all over town. Thanks, Ashley. If you are cold, this scarf/hat/earmuffs are for you. Please take them and wear them. Love, Ashley. This girl in my class writes like a robot. A palette burned in such a way that it looks like different birds sitting next to each other and enjoying the fire. Fire exit signs in case you're crawling. My dog ripped open her toy and there was a sadder toy inside. The adhesive side of this wristband tapers in so it doesn't accidentally stick to your skin. This fence is shaped to create seating. My mandarin looks like a butterfly. This bumper sticker. You place a state sticker on the blank map every time you visit a new state. The rainbow perfectly dyed. The reflection of the lamp gives my glasses eyeballs. My friend went to an Intel building yesterday. They have vending machines for computer parts. My boss writes notes on his hand and photocopies it for later. This van that painted over their rust to make mountains. This is artist. You are an artist, whoever did this. This guy brought his gaming supercomputer into the public library in several suitcases. Come on, man. This tiny baby swordfish. These IKEA instructions actually told me to throw away the 4 screws at the end. This bar in Japan doesn't label their beer taps because people are like, if it's alcohol, I'm drinking it. The sign is trying to stop people from littering. Hey, tosser, littering again? I hope you die alone. You may think 1 bit of litter doesn't matter, but that's just what a scumbag like you would think. Don't be a tosser, put it in the bin. The view from my plane looks like I left the atmosphere. This globe does not have Europe on it. This gecko with 3 tails. 3 tails, 1 head. Needs to have 3 heads, 1 tail. This building looks like a movie prop. It's on one of those 4-wheel stands. This billboard used itself to celebrate its 80th birthday. A falling icicle impaled my chair. Must have been very sharp, or your chair is very weak. My apple has 2 stalks. Mutated apple. I need this. Best doormat ever. Come in. Go away. The way this streetlight caused the leaves to stay on this tree. The eyes on the Coca-Cola bears are bottle caps. I did not know this. Are you saying that bears eat plastic? My kids are gonna learn today. Soul-crushing meeting. Messed up this fudge and it looks like fried chicken. My fly trap actually caught a fly. I thought they were just called Venus flytraps for not catching flies. This is cool though. My boyfriend and I went to a beer festival and met a couple who dressed the same as us. This pen has a maze inside of it. You know what I think this meme is? It's amazing. I'm so sorry. In the 1600s, the Japanese created mechanical puppets called karakuri. By the 19th century, these puppets could serve tea and even shoot arrows, showcasing early Japanese ingenuity in robotics. A 10 p.m. blood red night rainbow outside my home in Scotland. This gas station sign has the price of coffee. A $1 coffee. This meme must be old. old. The airflow along the wing became visible on my recent flight. These McDonald's Danishes look like sloths. I don't see sloths. I just see very sad dogs. You know those white dogs? They just look sad all the time. Yeah. This guitar shop that looks like an amplifier. My city started putting colored LED strips at crosswalks so people staring at their phone won't walk into traffic. It looks like a single stream of water is falling from the sky to feed the Yosemite Falls. What my cleaning lady does with the toilet paper. An albino deer I spotted in northwestern Wisconsin yesterday. Okay, this was not yesterday because, as you see bottom right, 2017. These manhole covers in Osaka, Japan. I found this butterfly between the sheets of a 231-year-old book. It looks alive. How? Maybe it's immortal. Mini crab found inside of mussel shell. This pebble I found on the beach looks like a ghost. This frog that lives in my fence. Sculpture in the National Portrait Gallery that looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. My uncle built little stairs for his little dog. Oh, now we need to see the dog. My KFC chicken tender looks like the USA. The engine heat made some art last night. You sure someone didn't just draw this out while you were sleeping? My shepherd slash pitbull switches breeds depending on whether he's shaved or not. You sure that's the same dog? This plant is preventing itself from blooming. But why would it want to do this? My Uber driver has an NES set up in the back seat. 5 stars. You have to. This tomato paste gets healthier the more you eat. An ink pen that has a pull-out map of New York City. A tourist's best friend. This lenticular cloud that resembles an SR-71. Face ID is visible when you take a picture of the iPhone X. My university makes notepads out of the recycled paper and hands them out to students. My friend holding an ice circle over the sun. These batteries have a USB port to charge them. Every battery should have this. Friend tore down his wall for renovations and found this mural on another wall behind it. My newspaper came with 2 printed pattern pages to wrap presents. These reticulated pythons self-segregated themselves based on color just after hatching. Husks of dead flowers in my garden. Looks like skulls slash plague masks. This VW van towing a replica of itself. Braille Rubik's Cube. Okay, you just have to have a different brain to do this. This is how birds get x-rayed. This German hotel where I'm staying at has no Bible in the room, but it does offer this. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The skull of Mary Magdalene in St. Maximin Basilica in France. The Confederation Bridge in Canada cuts ice like French fries when you told them to be the salt of the earth, but they choose to be salty to everyone on earth instead. I snapped a picture of my finger getting shocked by static electricity. This Japanese toilet uses the hand wash water to refill the tank. This is smart, yeah. This pharmacy has a magnifying glass so people can read medicine labels and details more easily. This hermit crab that lives in a Sprite bottle cap. Forensics class fingerprinted a balloon and then inflated it for a lab. It's illegal to sell alcohol at night, so my local 24/7 supermarket locks down the aisle. Well, an alcoholic would just jump over the aisle. My local bookstore still has the boxes from their original shipment of Deathly Hallows. Over 10 years later, my fiance and I drink beer at the same rate, but the foam on our glasses reveal the difference in gulp sizes. A student gave me a kazooie for my apples. Saltwater crocodile be like, water is water. View into a basement after chimney removal. The lightning struck the moment my friend took the photo. This pizza place tells you the area of all their pizza sizes and how large they are compared to each other. The bank sent my parents confetti to celebrate paying off their mortgage. Celebrate, you're richer than you think. Dying leaf with a blaze pattern. London Heathrow has lights above toilet doors to signify which ones are occupied. This jet's trail that looks like it took off with the help of a roller coaster tracks. This dark toilet paper at my friend's bathroom. I found a Super Nintendo that's been made into a part of the wall. My, it could be worse mug ironically has arrived. This elevator shows how close to capacity it is, based on the weight of the riders. I managed to capture my friend's fingers separate from his body when he tried to photobomb my picture. The security guard at my office wears a different crazy hat every day. The elevators in my office building have an umbrella sign that lights up if it's raining outside. Osaka, Japan. This fungus looks like a chocolate-covered donut. The water runs behind the faucets instead of into a sink. This just reduces splash, right, and waste? This is genius. Unless people start putting rubbish down in the gap, that'd be so annoying. The original McDonald's menu menu from 1950 only had 9 items on it, and one of them was root beer. Orangeade? What is that? When Japan executes criminals by hanging, these 3 wall buttons are simultaneously pressed by 3 different people, so none of them know who opened the trap door. Often seen as the most useless bird on the planet, the kakapo can't fly and can barely walk. To attract females, the male will dig a hole and sit in it, shouting loudly at any female passing by. Rarely does this work, so it waddles off to find a rock and humps that instead. A neat way to roll a 2-sided die. The elevator at Amazon's office is wrapped to look like a cardboard box. The lines in this parking lot of fish. Not real fish, painted fish, but still fish. This plant looks like it's flipping you off a bunch. You mean a branch? The Stranger Things DVD Blu-ray is supposed to look like a VHS from the 80s. The reason hurricanes and cyclones have human names is that the original meteorologist to name them, Clement Ragel, began naming them after politicians he didn't like. This let him say they were causing great distress or wandering aimlessly. There's a bizarre animal in Oregon that looks and smells like a sock, and scientists are feeding it sardines. I don't want to know why. Vine ripened grape. This looks, I don't know why, but this looks so much better. Because I guess it's because it's, I don't know, this looks like a better shape. Wait, that's actually kind of a good idea. Selling grapes, but they're structured like this. Is that not a good idea? Have I just given someone like a crazy business idea? Like imagine fruits, but they're in a different shape. Like, especially with grapes, you can do this with, you can't really do it with raspberries or blackberries. But grapes, definitely. And they probably taste slightly different about the texture because of the amount of pressure on some side, etc.